Hey guys, Mr. Chris from the Lancaster Science Factory here with my special assistant here, my 2-year-old daughter Millie. This week we wanted to do something fun for you, so we made some conductive dough. It's one of my favorite projects to do with her because at the end you have a big batch of Play-Doh to play with. And if you like to play with electronics like me, then you can also use the dough to make circuits. So here, let's get started. First thing we need to do is gather all of the materials, most of which can be found in the kitchen already. We need 1.5 cups of flour, 1/4 cup salt, 1 cup of water, 1 tablespoon vegetable oil, and then either 3 tablespoons cream of tartar or 9 tablespoons of lemon juice. And for my recipe today, I'm actually going to be making a double batch, which brings me to my first secret math question. How many cups of lemon juice are needed for a double batch of dough? So let's think this through for a moment. For a double batch of dough, we would have to multiply the amounts of our ingredients by 2. So there's a double batch of everything. So that makes 18 tablespoons of lemon juice. And I'm not trying to measure out 18 tablespoons of lemon juice, so we're going to try to convert that to cups. So the conversion rate is 16 tablespoons to 1 cup. So if we think about it, 18 is slightly more than 16. So we would estimate that we would need slightly more than 1 cup. If we do the math, we'll see that there are 2 tablespoons left over, right? Because 18 minus 16 is 2. So we would have 2/16 of a cup or 2 tablespoons left over. So instead of saying 1 cup and 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, we could say we have 1 2/16 of a cup of lemon juice. Or we could say we have 1 1/8 of a cup of lemon juice, and we would still be correct. We want to mix all of the ingredients together and cook over medium heat, stirring constantly. It's going to take a little while, but keep on stirring. You'll be able to tell when it's done because the mixture eventually thickens and you can tell it's getting close to the consistency of Play-Doh. So when that consistency gets just right, turn off the heat and give it some time to cool. It's important to do a lot of quality control testing with your Play-Doh, so I'm going to let Millie here test it out. And more testing. And a little more testing, and I think we're good. This leads us to our second secret math question. How can we divide our dough ball into 4 equal parts? For one thing, we would have to find the mass of this dough ball. Thankfully, I have a digital scale. And we would have to take that mass and divide it by 4. It's as simple as that. So we're gonna take the mass of our dough ball, which ends up being 1,041 grams. And we have to take that amount and divide it by 4. And again, using mental math here, we're thinking 1,000, slightly over 1,000, divided by 4 would be around 250. So I'm gonna guess that our answer would be slightly more than 250. So let's see if that's correct. And if we do the math on the calculator, we find out we end up with a decimal that we can round to 260 grams. Now that we have our dough separated into 4 equal balls, we can add some food coloring to each ball and mix together. And now we have 4 colors of conductive dough to play with. Here are a couple of sample projects that make the use of the conductive properties of the dough. You'll see here a couple little snakes I don't know why I always roll snakes when I'm playing with dough. Maybe you do it too. But making these two lines here and putting LEDs in between, we can create a parallel circuit. And whenever I turn my hand crank generator, you can see that electricity can travel through the dough and through the LEDs. And here's another example of a parallel circuit. This time here, I guess this is some sort of weird face that I made, and then the LEDs are bridging the gap of the mouth there. So if I place the leads of the hand crank generator on either side of the mouth there and then crank, you can see electricity flowing through.